Greetings and salutations, dear viewers. It's been a little while, but welcome back to another Frägment Friday. In fact, it's been a little while since we even booted up Frägment. Very sorry I couldn't do a Frägment Friday last week. I wasn't here last week. Kinda hard to do a thing if I'm in another state. But with that said, let's actually get started. I had a little bit of trouble getting this up and running. I'm starting to think I may need to get a new PS2. And that saddens me because this thing has been my buddy for a really long time. Yes, you do hear a lack of Barry SS2 Jet. I'll get to that in a moment. First, let's hop on, and I can go through the whole spiel. I'm level 11. And yes, Barry is not here this week. She is off with her family. Also, she may not even be able to join in the stream chat, considering I'm not entirely sure where she would be, and I know her laptop really hates Twitch. So yes, I'm very sorry to say. Let's go ahead and boot up the server. There we go. Okay, now that we're on, I can actually speak for a minute. I can go through the spiel and talk about the things. Welcome, dear viewers, to Frägment Friday, every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I stream .hack Frägment. .hack Frägment is an online version of the original .hack games, which means I can play online, I can play with all of you, and so help me, I love playing with all of you. I've got my own server. This is my own private server that we are playing off of. The server, as you can see in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, is Peach Boot. So if you feel like joining in, if you can get this game up and running, more power to you. I know there's a couple of regulars that will generally wait around for a little while and give other people a chance to get on, but I don't know, to be honest, I think we've been running a little bit low on people joining in lately, so I may give it a little bit of time, and if we don't get anything joining in super quick, or not super quick, but if we don't get enough people joining in after a time, then I may hop off and just do some single player for a little while. But if you want to play, you can check the link just 2 down, or a couple links down. It's just below the stream. And that says, like, so you want to play Frägment. There's a very long, detailed list of how to play this game. You'll need, if you want to play it on your computer via emulator, you'll have to run through a number of hoops to set up the emulator to get that running. Downside to running it on the emulator is you will disconnect fairly often. $20 just in from Kuma Kaori, who says, "Yay, Friday! Yay! Christmas is next week! Yay, weekend! This week was stressful." Oh man. Have fun, Naka. I'm off to board gaming later tonight. Have fun, Kuma. Now, if you want to play along and not play on emulator, if you want to play on the actual console like I am, it's also a thing you can do, but it does require having a network adapter and a swap magic, or some kind of swap disk, in order to play the game. The upside, despite a little more of an overhead cost-wise, is you do need to... Or the upside, aside from the cost, is you don't disconnect, since you're actually playing this in the intended format, and the emulator doesn't have... The emulator kind of has problems with connecting. But with that said, another thing we're doing is accepting donations, and currently our most recent donator and highest donator so far is Kuma Kaori. I'm surprised we got one in that quickly, but the highest donator of the evening gets to choose a new keyword to be added to the server. So that's super spiffy. What else is there that I need to cover? I like sitting here. I like playing this game. I like playing this game with you guys. So if you guys want to hop on, if you can get the thing up and running, more power to you. I would love to be able to play with you guys. I also really like reading the chat and actually talking to you guys. Sorry to the guys asking questions that I haven't gotten to yet. Getting a spiel out. But especially in the chat, since I'm going to be playing the game for the most part, I'll only be able to kind of glance back at the chat. If you really want to get my attention, put the @Nakate, as you can see Frankie BC12 and Ugo Platemia have done there, as well as Bunnyman14. So there's that. Usually I am joined by Madam Berry. Sadly, she cannot be here this week. She's actually visiting family this week. She will be back next time. She may not even be able to join in the chat as much as I'm sure she would like to, if only because I know for certain she may be busy, and I know for certain her laptop does not like Twitch. So let's see here. Frankie says he has swap magic, but it won't load. I know Carrot Sticks was trying to get this game up and running, and he was having some trouble getting it to boot up. He was trying to go through the USB. My version of Swap Magic does not handle USB. So what I had to do was just burn the game to a disk. Once the game was burnt to disk, and also keep in mind, if you're going to burn anything to either disk or USB or anything, even if you have an actual copy of the game, it will not work. The only way to do this, or to play this game, is connecting to Coldbird's servers, which, connecting to those servers, means essentially playing a hacked game. So it knows to connect to those servers. So, again, check the link just below the video. It'll send you to a place where you can find the game. If you can't get Swap Magic to work, I'd have to actually, I don't know off the top of my head, there could be any number of things. Or more specifically, I don't know where to really jump into it. But I would, if you can't get the USB thing to work, I would suggest trying to burn Coldbird's ISO to disk, and then trying to boot it through Swap Magic that way. I know Carrot Sticks, who has been a frequent donator, and I'd be super excited to actually see him playing alongside us. I know he has been having trouble. He managed to boot the game up with Swap Disk, or with Swap Magic, but he was unable to actually connect to the game. And I feel like he may have been putting in an actual copy of the game, and where you can't use an actual copy of the game, you need to use Coldbird's ISO. But he did get the game to boot. Was I able to get the cable? I keep forgetting. Son of a gun. I need to put something somewhere so I remember to do that. What can I put somewhere so I remember to do that? Hey, you. you can sit right here, and when I wonder why the crap you're there, I will be reminded to do the thing. Airgamer, if you mean that you can get to the title screen, but you can't get to the rest of the game, then that to me sounds like he's using an actual copy of the game. Because offline or online or anything, if you put in the actual copy of the game, it just simply won't boot. And happy Friday. Still not seeing anybody join in on the server, and as I've said, I think we're starting to run low on people. But, again, regulars, non-regulars, if anybody feels like hopping in, hop on in. I'll give it a little bit longer, otherwise I may just hop off and go play solo for a little bit. It'd really stink trying to play solo, because then somebody wouldn't be able to play online if they wanted to. Or wouldn't be able to join in if they wanted to. So I'd feel bad about that. How did I enjoy taking part in Ludum Dare a week or two ago? That was actually super fun. I originally didn't even intend to participate in it, because you saw while Barry was here, she actually announced the theme in stream, and immediately I got an idea. And originally I just kind of said, I had an idea, but I'm just not going to worry about it. But after going to bed, I still thought on it a little bit more. And once I came back and, once I woke up the next morning, I kind of thought I still sort of wanted to work on it. So I figured I'll work on it for fun. I don't have any intention of submitting it. I don't have any intention of even finishing it. I'll probably work on it for an hour and get bored or frustrated and just say fudge it and go do something else. But I ended up sticking it out and working on it, and it was great fun. I've got the game up and about, and you can play the game. In fact, let me see if I can... Let me see if I can find a link to give everybody. There we are. If anybody wants to play the game that I made for Ludum Dare, you can find it right there. Ludum Dare, for those who don't know, is a game jam where you have 48 hours to make a game from scratch. You aren't allowed to use external sources. You're not allowed to use... you're not allowed to use even, open source music or anything. Everything you make has to be made from scratch by you. You have 48 hours and you're given a theme. This Ludum Dare's theme was entire game on one screen. So there we are, that's my game. And oh man, Carrot Sticks made it. And Bunnyman14, soloing any dungeon is indeed suicide. I would probably be playing the offline mode, which does give you NPC partners, to go through the main story and stuff. And hey, Carrot Sticks, have you had any luck getting the game up and running? And yes, actually, Vicious Slayer is correct. I make 0 money off Twitch. It'd be cool if I made money off Twitch, well, aside from donations. which, granted, we haven't done anything but me stand here, but we only have the one donation in so far. Oh, Carrot Sticks, if it's stuck on the title screen, are you trying to use the actual game disc, or did you burn Coldbird's ISO to a disc? Because if you're using Coldbird's ISO, you should at least be able to play offline. If you're using the actual game disc, you can't connect or play on any mode. Okay, yeah, if you burned the ISO, if you burned Coldbird's ISO, then I don't know, you should at least be able to play offline. Stupid thing to note, but you do know it's using the Japanese format for confirm and cancel, right? Where circle is confirm and X is cancel. I figured maybe you were trying to hit confirm and you hit, like, you were trying to hit X to confirm and X just cancels. I don't know, it's silly, but it loads data, saves, and goes back to the title. Did I have a similar issue at the start of one of the streams while I was still on the Slim? That's actually sort of true. I found the Slim... Ooh. $5 just in from JetForce Gemini 360, who says, "This is all I can tip, but I hope it helps." It certainly does, JetForce Gemini. Thank you very much. But I did notice that the Slim did have some issues now and then, where, like, if I'd go from the title screen to something else, it would, like, blink blue or whatever and try to just reset the entire game. So I do know that was a problem. I haven't had that problem since I moved over to the fat PS2, though. But and even on the Slim, it wasn't a consistent problem. It was more of an annoyance than anything. Because, like, as long as I didn't slack off and I just kind of tried to go straight in, it seemed to work fine. Still nobody seeming to want to join in, so guess I'll clear out my inventory, give everybody a little bit of time. So what do I have in here that I can get rid of? These bloods that I'm probably never going to remember to use. Oh, somebody's trying to get on. Heck yeah. We may be going yet. I feel like I cleared out my inventory already. Marzon! Sup? Wow, he's a wave master and he has more HP than me. Wait, one of these was weird. Oh man, 3 exclamation points. Oh, that's the one that got messed up. No, no. There we go. Much better. Help! Okay, just Mars so far. I'll give it another minute or so. But, if nobody else joins in, we may just hop on with, just us two. How are you doing, Dwanganon? And yes, Buns, I don't have a club. I don't have much in the way of interest in messing with them. But, Barry does have one. I think it's just Peach Boot. Oh man, finals are over. Okay, nobody's speaking up, nobody's hopping on, so I guess it may just be us two for a little bit. Nope, Alcerus is getting his controller. We may have somebody yet. Can I be your personal chem tutor? I don't know jack about chemistry, man. I'm a math teacher. I can teach you geometry and algebra and some pre-calc, and I used to know a lot about calculus, but not anymore! Mostly because of lack of use. But like algebra and geometry, man. Geometry's my jam! Anyway, I used to know a bunch about calculus because to get my computer science degree, I had to take calculus 1, 2, and 3. So I knew my way around calculus, and then I never used any of it. And it just kind of fluttered away. I'm sure if I read up on it again, I'd be like, oh yeah, crap, I remember that. But it's been so long. It's Om Naka. Yeah, good luck with a computer science degree there. I got my degree only to realize almost immediately that I had zero interest in doing it professionally. And to be honest, I know I'm not nearly as well off as I could be if I had gone straight out and gotten a programming job. But, heaven help me, I can tell you right now, I am leagues happier. Just like doing, YouTube and working at Target. I am worlds happier than I would have been, even though I'm not nearly as well off. I'm a simple person, really. I don't ask for a lot in life. I don't want to be rich or famous or anything. I just want to make neat stuff and make people happy. Yeah, my Ludum Dare game, by the way, it can be beaten in, I think how many levels are in LED? 20. I have beaten the entire game in roughly 3.5 minutes. I'm on great moments in LPing? That sounds awesome. You know what? Here, while we wait for somebody else to join. Let me go find... Oh man, I was just gonna mess with this, but somebody just got on. That's okay, we got somebody on though. We can do this for reals now. And it's Elk! How you doing, Elk? Let's go! Let's get going places! What level is Elk? Elk is probably about my level. Maybe a little lower. Okay, 15 is a little high. Can I find a... Because Mar is also kind of higher level. So I'd like to find... Ah! 12 would have been great! "12, good enough for me!" Okay, Kabuto, do I think Other M will end up being a good LP with how the comments are being with it? I actually think it's going to... so far, I think it's been going super good! I think a lot of people are actually, like, seeing the point that I'm trying to make with it. Which is that, like, there is some rationale behind the decisions they made. Anybody gonna try to jump me? Like, there is some rationale behind some of the decisions they were trying to make. And they weren't just, like, trying to be a bunch of evil jerks and ruin Samus and everything when they were making the game. Like, it's not a great game. Whereas everybody says it's like the worst game known to man, I'd say it's certainly not. It's not bad. It's overall it's on her. And for the most part, I think people are actually being super good about that and kind of saying that, like, yeah, I kind of see that it's maybe not the greatest game in the world, but I see some good points in it that they were trying to do. I can maybe see what they were trying to do with the story, even though it was horribly executed. Where am I? Where am I going? Going this way. Man, it's hard to see these portals in the snow. Oh, if either of you guys want these treasure chests, just tell me to stop, otherwise I'm gonna keep taking them. Let's keep going west. It's gonna be a bit of a run. Wah! What's my opinion on Other M's music? I feel like the music is very nondescript, to be honest. Like, and this is something a couple people, or I think somebody's been mentioning in the comments, is that they really don't like Other M's music. And I feel like as long as the music isn't, like, outright bad, and, like, completely counter to what's going on in the video, I feel like as long as that doesn't happen, I don't, like, think the music is bad, but $25 in from Mew K, who says, Merry Xmas. Mew K, you are currently the high bidder. Just in case nobody outvotes you, we also need to know a keyword you want to add. And, yes, Duanganon, then, is the one who is pointing out Other M's music. I feel as though it's... I mean, as I said, it doesn't actively do things to be bad and harm the experience, but it's very nondescript. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't do anything interesting. I don't recognize or remember any of the music from Other M, so... Yeah, like, if I wanted... The music isn't good, but it's also not bad. It's mostly just kind of there. Hey, you! And one of the biggest complaints is... One of the biggest complaints with, Other M, as far as the gameplay goes, that I've heard in the comments, is that the missiles are awkward to use, since you have to, like, stop and point the Wiimote at the screen. And I feel like if they wanted to go for a proper Metroid feel for the combat, then yes, that is weird. But at the same time, a lot of the typical Metroid combat isn't nearly as fast and active as Other M's is. Like, Other M's combat is... It's very obvious that Other M's combat was done by Team Ninja. Like, it's the kind of combat that would go into a Team Ninja game. And in that regard, I feel like the missiles actually sort of fit, because it's not something you can just use whenever. You've got to position yourself right and actually, like, strategically find that opening to use them. Whereas in more typical Metroid combat, you would be able to use them kind of whenever you needed to use them. Which I think is also, partly then due to the lower missile... Like, the smaller number of missiles that you can carry. Which, in a regular Metroid game, is, like, astronomical. Like, why the crap do you need 5,000 missiles? But, like, in Other M now, I don't even know how far I am into the game yet, but I don't have many missiles. And you only get, like, one per missile expansion. So, I feel like it works... given the combat, but it doesn't feel good for typical Metroid combat. Come back here! How's Silenoy doing? I haven't spoken to Silenoy in like 8 years. Okay, not 8 years. I haven't even been making videos that long. But, probably a good... I haven't even spoken to her in probably a good 4 or 5 years, though. To be honest, I haven't spoken to her since shortly after finishing the new Super Mario Bros. Wii Let's Play. Where am I going? It's this way. Ah! Mimics! Not charming nobody! Okay, what do we got left? We got... There's 2 portals left. I see one. Where's the other? There it is. Okay, let's just go east. $10 just in from QE101, who says, Happy holidays! You are great and your videos are always entertaining and enjoyable to watch. Keep doing what you do, because you do it well. I also hope to see you one day in Final Fantasy XIV. That'd be super cool. Well, that'd be super cool, and I look forward to it. Of note, I know we haven't gotten any Final Fantasy videos in a little while now, especially with a third dungeon to go out. I have already recorded the third dungeon, I just haven't had a chance to record commentary for it. And I've already recorded Shiva Extreme. Again, I just haven't had a chance to record commentary for it. Would I be able to live in a world like Earthbound? Well, Earthbound is a whole lot like the 90s. So, yeah. Oh no, I was charmed! I didn't kill you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Elk. There should be one more, and it should be right up here. Which server do I play on Final Fantasy XIV? Out of curiosity. At the moment, I play on Hyperion. However, most of our free company transferred to Genova, including Ogre. Ogre is currently on Genova. I was very, very opposed to transferring servers, and I have not yet transferred servers. I'm very heavily debating if I even want to at all. So, at the moment, I'm on Hyperion. I may potentially be on Genova at some point. I did, however, make another character on Genova. So I did make a character on Genova so I can run around on that server, and you may or may not be seeing her in a video here soon. But I've got a little more work, prep work before I can get into that. I got plans! I just need time. Darn time. On the nature of time, I'm also still working on my relic weapon. On Monday, I managed to get my Nexus weapon. And all week I've been working on the upgrade to the final Zodiac weapon. So far I have 8 out of the 16 dungeon items. Since he doesn't play Final Fantasy XIV, what is wrong with transferring servers? For one, I've got a number of friends on this server that I don't want to leave behind. On top of that, the server that I'm currently playing on is a legacy server, which means most of the players on that server came from, or have been around, since 1.0 of the game. So they're all generally, like, not the kind to flake around, they're the kind to stick it around and really work hard at it. They've generally got, like, multiple jobs up to level 50 and geared well. They've got a really, really strong endgame presence. Whereas Genova, on the other hand, is one of the newest servers made. So there are very few people on there that are, like, endgame level. Like, it does not have a very strong endgame game. Do I have multiple characters in Final Fantasy XIV? There's generally no need for multiple characters. Like, there's no advantage to it, since the other characters can, or since, like, you can change classes all on one character. So there's not unless you wanted like additional storage space, there's really no reason to have additional characters. However, I do have a second character that I just made on the Genova server. And no characters are not inter-server. You make a character on a server, that server's your home. If you want to change servers, it's like you have to actually pay a fee, and then they will transfer your character. Which is honestly how most MMOs work. I think it's generally smaller ones, and a number of Korean ones let you just kind of play on whatever server. But I mean, you say bowl, but that's kind of standard. Oh wait, no, where am I going? I'm smart. Gotta blow my nose! And yes, in Final Fantasy XIV, you can change classes at will, really. It's actually required to an extent. If you want one of the advanced jobs, like, I predominantly play Monk. Monk is my main job. But the class you start at if you want to play as Monk is Pugilist. Once you get Pugilist up to 30, I think, you can then change to Monk, but you have to go level up Lancer to level 15 first. And of note, I've actually got my Lancer up to like 40-something. I've got my Paladin up to 30-something, and a number of other jobs up in like the 10s. I gotta blow my nose. Hold up, guys, I'm blowing my nose. I'm getting tired of this. I should have muted my mic, but I didn't. So y'all just got to deal with that. What major contributions do I plan to add as the first Chocobo President of the United States? My first act on being the President is I'm going to instantiate a standardized cardboard box. No more of this cute crap. We're like, hey, you can rip it open on the top here, and this part comes off to be a display. None of that crap. Standardized boxes. Tape or glue, those are your two options. They fold over once, the other flaps fold over on top of that. That's all you got. Top and bottom are the same. Crab! But how many standards? I don't care how big your box is. You can make your boxes as big or smaller, whatever funky shape you want them to be in. But the standard is that the standard will be that they are rectangular prisms, and they have 4 flaps on the top and bottom that fold and tape over. Or glue. One or the other. Take your pick. Shark! What about boxes that become displays for stores? If you want a display, you put it inside the box. You don't make the box turn into the display. You let me open the box and just take the whole pre-made display out. Are squares rectangles? Yes, a square is a rectangle with 4 equivalent sides. So is the game very grindy? Final Fantasy XIV? 14 is actually not very grindy at all. It's a little bit grindy once you get to, like, end game and you're trying to grind for the best gear in the game, but that's kind of understandably grindy. They can't just give you the best gear in the game. Rectangles are not squares, however. Some rectangles are squares. The rectangles that have 4 equivalent sides are squares. Some rectangles are squares. All squares are rectangles, some rectangles are squares. Would I use a persona or a shadow from Blue Dragon? I'm gonna go with a persona, if only because it's, I do believe, closer to a stand. I'm also more familiar with them. Pizza or tacos? I generally enjoy pizza more, but tacos are more pleasant and don't make me feel sick. So I may go with tacos. And Kelsoge, I assume I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yeah, I can understand that being an issue. I do know, and really I don't think there are any Australian servers, so I don't know how good this is going to do. But I do know the different servers are actually connected to different locations, so there is probably a server closer to you. Granted, again, I don't think there's any Australian servers, so there's that. And as far as how grindy Final Fantasy XIV is, I am currently level... On my second character that I just made on Genova, I am currently level 19, and I have done nothing but quests. And to be honest, I'm trying to run out of quests. I've gotten to level 19 so far in all of... a day or two, depending on how many hours you put into it. Okay, somebody mentioned something there. On Australians generally play on Tonberry or Masamune. So there's an interesting bit of information. And Itinerant Soldier, I'm actually really looking forward to hitting the first dungeon. Also of note is, not only are there, like, more quests than you know what to do with, but they actually go pretty quick, so you're not just, like, grinding dumb quests all day. The quests are generally a lot more varied and interesting than just, like, go kill 8 of these guys and come back to me. I mean, there are quests like that, but... there's, like, a lot of stuff going on and a lot of variety, so you're never, like, just completely just, like, grinding enemies then when you do that. So, that was super fun. Once you get the dungeons give crazy experience. Like, I am not kidding. I have gone in and exited a dungeon in... What level am I? I'm like 12, aren't I? 12. 12. How do I talk? How do I talk? Is it start? Is it select? Yes, it is. They can just hear me talking. Like, so I don't know. 12. There. Talking is hard in this game. The one thing that I will praise about Final Fantasy XIV to absolutely no end is the duty finder and the party finder. Like, I'm not the kind of... I love playing solo. I don't want to have to party up with guys and deal with all of that noise. But heaven help me, the duty finder and the party finder make it so you can join up with other people, join up with them easy enough, and then the task that they present you with that group of people is simple enough that you generally don't have to worry about, like, really interacting with everybody else. So, like, I love dungeons, man! You gotta join in for, like, with, like, 3 other people and do those dungeons, but I love doing dungeons! Because I can just boot up the duty finder and go, I want to do this one, and you hit Q. And then you wait like 5 minutes and it goes ping. And then you click on the button and then you're in. You're in there with 3 other people. And you're ready to go. And then once you're in, it's generally like basic enough, standard enough stuff that you just kind of go. Just like the tanks. The DPS kill crap. The healer keeps people not dead. And you just kind of keep doing that. And the bosses have some really cool mechanics to them that's not, like, crazy difficult. Dropped an item. And then not only is there the duty finder, the party finder lets you manually put together a group. And the party finder is super cool because it lets you see what other people want to do and hop in without having to, like, sit there in town and just shout constantly or wait for somebody to shout for something right and hope everything turns out. You can put restrictions on the party finder. And it's just super simple to, like, at a glance go like, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, this guy's doing the thing I want to do. I'll go join him. And it tells you right off, like, hey, this guy's got 6 guys with him already. He just needs 1 more. It's like, it's super good. And since you're putting together, like, a party of your own, they're generally going to be a lot more competent than the people you find in the duty finder. And so the party finder is super helpful for getting through, like, much harder endgame content, like the Binding Coil and the Extreme Primals. And I've gone through the Extreme Primals and, like, all of the Binding Coil and most of the second coil now, purely through the duty finder and the party finder. And, like, I'm some dude. I'm not part of some big guild or some big free company or whatever. I don't have a big crazy good static. Like, I'm just some dude, and I've accomplished a huge amount of, like, the end game content. And that's something that I've never been able to do in any MMO because of that barrier to entry. I just really like the duty finder and the party finder, man. It has made that game, like, infinitely more enjoyable for me. And as far as waiting for the duty finder as a DPS, it's a lot better now than it was before. As soon as Rogue and Ninja was released for 1, everybody was on Rogue and Ninja, so there were way too many DPS queuing. So you'd be queuing forever to get that dumb thing. Queues also get better once you get to endgame, if only because there's a lot more people doing endgame content. But like when you're doing some of the earlier game content, it may take you a little while to get to it, or get a group together. But even then, they give you a lot of reason... Oops. It's like right here, yeah, okay, someone else got it. But even then, even at endgame, they come up with a lot of reasons to get you to go back and do older content. To help out the people that haven't done all the content yet. Like with the relic quests and stuff. But yeah, like now that for the most part people have gotten the newness of Rogue and Ninja out of their systems, you can generally queue pretty easily now. We's done! Dragons or tigers? Dragons. I'm kind of sad, because I can still do extreme mode primals. In fact, I've already done Shiva. And I've even gotten the drops. All the drops off Shiva I could ever want. I am a little bit sad because it's going to be really hard for me to do Coil anymore. Like, I'm on turn 9, so I haven't even beaten turn 9 yet, much less made my way into... You go do that, Elk. So, like, I haven't even beaten that one, much less made my way into, like, the final Coil, which I'd love to do, but especially for someone who's essentially doing these solo, I don't have a huge guild or anything to back me up. I'm relying on the duty finder and the party finder. Given that, I just don't know if I have the time anymore. Like, I've got commitments. And I just feel like I don't have it in me to do Coil anymore, and I'm really sad. Because, like, I know I have the capacity to do Coil. I know I'm a good enough player to do Coil. So it's frustrating that it's just for the sake of, like, time that I can't do that anymore. So that's kind of pooey. Is there something else you should have hit? Not a lot. You go to triangle and exit server, and that's about it. Thunder, wood, fire, water, water, water. Water, water, water. Tornado, converge, tornado. Ooh, we got a level 2 tornado. If I could have any one Kirby copy ability, which one would it be and why? I'm gonna say bird. Wing. I'm gonna say wing. Because flying is awesome. Do I think Square will ever fix specific things such as fate spawn rates when it comes to doing your Animus books? I was waiting for a fate to spawn for 7 hours last night before I gave up on it. At this point, I doubt it. I do know they did some tweaking on it back when they did the initial patch to fix things up, but at this point I feel like it's far enough in the past that I don't think they're going to mess with it anymore. I know one of the big ones was, what was it? Like 4 Winds or something up in Querthus. And I know that was a nasty one. Because like the difficulty meant you could almost not finish it in time and it'd be like 4 hours before it'd pop again. But I know they changed up a couple things to fix things up, but at this point I think it's far enough back they're probably not going to mess with it. Alcerus is currently having problems figuring out what happened with the saving, as he was trying to exit so he could save. I'm sorry, Barry. You're actually here, though. I'm surprised. I figured you were either, like, busy or you weren't gonna risk Twitch doing a fudging up, but like, oh man, Barry's here! Also, $7.89 just in from Duang, done with finals, who says, "But Ohm's eternal! Sage Teacher Naka, thank you for being such a great inspiration for me for the past whatever amount of time. Also, One Piece was pretty great this week. Keyword, Final Fusion." Thank you, Duang. As always, y'all are awesome. Have I played The World Ends With You? I haven't... $5 just in from Twilight Winter, who says, "Merry Christmas, Naka. With Christmas coming in the next few days, and you being my favorite Let's Player, and being a cool guy, I decided to donate, so this is my gift from me to you. Thank you very much, Twilight Winter. Y'all are great." On The World Ends With You, though, I have not actually played it myself. I know a lot of people were praising it and such, so I did look up, like, videos and gameplay videos and just whatnot to teach myself about it, and honestly, it just seems like it's not really my cup of tea. Like, it feels like it's aimed at a very different audience than me. Elk's back! Like, you can tell me to go play it all day long, but it's... some things just aren't meant for everybody. Oh man, Elk's back, though. Ready to go? Okay, we seem to have a pretty easy time with a 12. Let's go with 13. Big egos all around, and perhaps angst. Yeah, that most definitely sounds like it's not aimed at me. That does not sound like I am its intended audience. Homebots. Turtles! Building turtle. Okay, where are we going? We're going... Let's go this way. Oh my. It was 3 different enemies. At first, I thought it was, 3 different enemies. At first, I thought it was 1 enemy with 6 legs, and I was terrified for a moment. Oh, there's one right there. It's some kind of giant rock spider. Can I not do my... Hold up, what are my shortcuts? My thing is unused! Let's put a skill on that. Terror Cyclone. Oh no, melon. That one's quick. Be nice if I had a skill that didn't take 50 SP, though. Do I think Nintendo will make a new Metroid game since they're making a new Zelda and Star Fox game for the Wii U? I certainly hope they do. This actually goes back to one of my biggest fears with Other M's reaction, which is, it's been a very long time since we got another Metroid game. And I can guarantee you that's because Other M was received so poorly. Like, I can guarantee you that. And in turn, I'm certain that they're super hesitant to even approach it again and, like, figure out where they want to go with it. I actually feel like I feel like they may have wanted to get out Smash Brothers before they really delved into it, if only to warm everybody up to Samus again a little. But I do know that Donkey Kong Country Returns 2, the Tropical Freeze one. I know the company that was responsible for making that game was actually given an alternative. They could either make that or a Metroid game. And they opted to make that because they felt like they didn't have any really good ideas of something to do with a Metroid game. So I'm hopeful that they still have a new Metroid game in the works somewhere. In the planning somewhere. Let's see, where are we going? Where are we going? Going this way! Oh man, you just beat LED in 4:15. Getting up there. Like, I don't even remember exactly what my record is, but I know I can do it in sub 4. Depending on luck, anyway. Like, you can easy just blow 30 seconds in level 19. There is kind of an amount of luck in kind of speed running LED. Just because all the enemies AIs are 100% random. They go wherever the crap. And if that one wants to head you off and just not let you move, he'll do it. Okay, there should just be one more portal. Does Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga look like something that I would be interested in LPing? Actually, I do really enjoy Superstar Saga, and I know Ogre does too. Given that we've been doing all the Paper Mario games, I wouldn't put it past us to eventually try to tackle those. No guarantees, though, as with everything I LP. Of everything that I've seen of the yet unnamed Zelda Wii U, what do I think about it? I think the world idea looks super cool. I'm not super keen on how, like, thin and wiry Link looks. Like, he looks kind of like a lady. Now, if they're gonna make Link a lady, that's a different matter entirely. But if they're gonna make him a dude, just saying, dude looks a little like a lady. Oh, by the way, was Kaiser the one who went off to training? It was not Kaiser. Kaiser is still around, still doing art, and still being awesome. The guy who went off for training was Beyond Zagurevu. So wherever he is, more power to him. And good luck wherever he is. We're going. We want to go down. Stabbing guys! Wish I had a skill that didn't use, like, all my SP. Bury fuzzy things. Be entertained with fuzzy things. And Zero, I'm positive the tunic's gonna be there. I mean, you can't have Link without it. But like most Zelda games, you start out with Link not in the tunic, and then they give him a reason to put it on at some point. And that felt a lot like that's just kind of what he wore before getting on the tunic. Barry, you'll get Puppy Cat back on Monday. Until then, I guess just keep looking at that picture of Puppy Cat's butt you took. Should MMOs always have the generic DPS, tank, healer, mage roles to keep them balanced? You can make them balanced without that kind of format. However, you also need a game that's very easily approachable, that people can go into and they feel like they have a designated job. People are just more comfortable with that, on average. That, like, knowing exactly what it is that they're supposed to be doing. And to do that, that is sort of then where the three various roles, the three main roles come from, which is tank, healer, and DPS. Because that is something that everybody needs. Now, you could, like, divvy those up and make combined classes, do other things, but then it kind of mucks up what people expect, and people aren't as sure what to do in that specific instance. Like, people are less immediately sure of what their job is, and that's why we give them jobs. So, though I think it'd be super cool if there was an MMO that broke free from that, it's mostly done, I feel, just because it's very approachable. Very approachable, very easy to pick up, very easy to grasp. Let's go this way. Do I play DU, Digimon Unlimited, for the Android? I do not have an Android, so I couldn't if I wanted to. Newbie to MMOs, what's the difference between a DPS and a tank? Well, you see, to make it easier on healing, you generally want fewer people getting hit by attacks. So it's a lot easier if only one person gets hit. The tank's job is to get the attention of the enemy and take all the hits. They take all the damage, so nobody else has to. And the tank can do some damage, but in general they don't do a lot of damage. Their largest role is to have the enemy's attention and take all the hits. A DPS, on the other hand, isn't nearly as good at taking a hit as a tank, and they generally don't have much in the way of a means to get hate. However, they do a lot more damage. So, like, the DPS are the ones that are actually going to be killing this boss. Or enemy, or whatever, really. Do you or did you ever have a Digimon V-Pet? I'm not sure what one of those is. Is that, was that those little, like, rectangular things with the little, like, green crystal display on it where you had, like, the one little Digimon and you can go plug them into your buddies and they'd, like, shoot fireballs at each other and it was effectively playing rock, paper, scissors, only with fireballs? That what you're talking about? Because I had one of those and that guy was great. I mean, it was super simple. It was kind of like a Tamagotchi. Or like, it was just a little guy that you raised. But if somebody else had one, you could also, like, shoot each other. We're ticking somebody off. Okay, Elk wanted to know if anybody had anything for him. I can actually check through. Let me check, Let me check what I got, and if you want anything... Okay, equipment. What do I have? I have no weapons. I have level 12, light body armor, light hand armor, light hand armor. You know what? Here, I'll just give you what I got. Where's all my crap? Where's all my crap? Heavy, hand, light. That is just a weaker version of that. Light. Head armor, which I'm pretty sure is considered light. That's all I got. You wanted stuff, that's all I got. I'm sorry. I know it's not great. It's just everything I've picked up. Anything else in here that I can get rid of? Not really. Got a bunch more magic. With a hanged man that I don't care about. Dark, thunder, wood, fire, fire, fire. So fire, fire, fire. We have a level 2 fire. Getting rid of everything else. Water, earth. Treasures, equipment. Heavy? And that's it. That's all I got. Actually, we can head back in. What's my least favorite Pokemon? Bidoof. Frickin' Bidoof. Run into them bloody everywhere, and they're useless when you actually have them. Take frickin' forever to level up. I'm not bitter at all. While we ate for Welk to come back, I am gonna go ahead and show you real quick. Let me. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Video games. This is the game that I made for Ludum Dare. It's called LED. You run this little dude around. What kind of music plays? You can run around here. Gotta get to the next area. That block over there is glitching out. I did that on purpose. There's a little bit of a maze. Is this inspired by 1000 amps? Not intentionally, but I did realize the similarities when I was trying to come up with a name for this game. Oh no, evil duder. Ah, he got me. What was my favorite Digimon? Frickin' Omnimon. Get away from the thing. See, now this is where, like, as I said, luck actually does play kind of a big role in this game. Because, like, I've beaten this in sub 4 a couple times, but it is very dependent on these guys just getting the crap out of your way. Got some teleporters. Wee. Favorite Pokemon is indeed Mismagius. Is this a game myself? Yes. I made this game as part of Ludum Dare just a week or so ago. So this game was made by me 100% in 48 hours. Nope, wrong one. Oh, right. Been a little while since I've played this, actually, so I forget what a lot of the shortcuts are. Just beat LED in 2:56! Man! I'm pretty sure that's faster than I've ever beat it. I do know with the teleporters, generally, I always reward going farther to get to a teleporter. So, like, this one you see right off, that's going to be the worst one to go in. Whereas if you go to the left, you see that one there, that's the next worst. And then this one, which is the best one to go in. How did I create LED? I actually created it in Multimedia Fusion, which is the same program I'm making Well Gaia in, and it's the same program that Konjac used to make Noi to Love 2. It's also the same thing that I Want to Be the Boshi was created in, as well as Wings of V. I'm a winner! Okay. Not Wings of Beat, Wings of V. It was actually made by the same guy who made I Want to Be the Boshi. So that should tell you how difficult it is. Okay, sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Let's get going back to doing the things. What time is it? 9:30. We got time for one more. Let's go! Okay, if he's gonna relog, I'm gonna wait. Are roller skates allowed in sports ball if you play it on ice? That's actually the only time roller skates are allowed. I'm sorry, Barry. I already kept everybody waiting. Somebody posted a link to Visual Out not long ago, though. I don't think I actually have a link handy. If somebody wants to repost that, though, it'd be super cool. Because I'm not the only one who did Ludum Dare. In fact, I really only did it because Madame Barry did Ludum Dare. So she made her own game called Visual Out, and I think it's super cool, and y'all should play that one too. Petty Fan's on it. Petty Fan's getting us a link. There we go. Petty Fan's on. Petty Fan's on that. A human being. Oh, somebody asked how I made LED. LED was actually super easy to make. A lot of the time that I spent on it was spent in, like, polish, to be honest. Like, getting that thing where the blocks kind of pop in and out of the background when you get to them. Like doing that kind of neat stuff, getting it when like you beat the level and you get that expand out and then it goes away and then a new one kind of pops in. So much time was spent on polish in that game. Because to be honest, the base game, there's not a lot to. I could make the base game like a no frills version of that game in like half an hour. Like legit, it's you move a guy around and there's a maze, and the easiest thing to do would take an inverted circle. So it was like just black everywhere that wasn't immediately around you to hide everything else. And that would effectively be the game. Just a couple mazes with that, and then like some teleporters and some dudes. So it's actually a super easy game. So much time was spent on polish in that game. And that's where I had to like detect whether the block was actually next to you or not. So I put a circle around your character, and when that circle is overlapping one of the blocks, it becomes visible. And so I have to like play an animation when it becomes visible to have it pop in. And that actually wasn't as easy as I would like it to be. But and then in the last two levels, there are actually blocks that do the inverse of that, where they're visible always, but when you get near them, they disappear. And that took me a fair amount of time to code, too. But, like, really, though, it's a super basic game, and so much of it is, like, so much of what makes it kind of unique and special is some of the charm in looking at it, and the polish. That's about it. Which weapon would I go for? For a wind user. Is a boomerang, a yo-yo, or ninja shurikens? For a wind user? That's a rough one. That's a rough one. I feel like the boomerang and the shuriken would probably be better than the yo-yo, but I imagine like with spinning the yo-yo around, you could generate wind in interesting ways. Whereas the boomerang and the shurikens would be more based on being themselves affected by the wind. I'm about to go play visual out if we're having problems keeping people on. $20 just in from Nick Selt, full text. He's donated before. Hey Naka, hope you and Barry have a wonderful week coming up and have a happy holiday. Happy holidays to you as well, Nick Salt. Is the animation on the blocks coming into view more than just making a small blue block appear and change into a slightly larger white block? The way Multimedia Fusion handles it is I just have one object, and that one object is the block. But the block itself plays an animation. And it has different... It plays it plays an animation, so when it comes into view, I have it play the appearing animation, and then once it's done with that, it sits in the idle animation. When you get far enough away from it, it plays the disappear animation, and then when that's done, I set the block to be invisible. And one of the biggest troubles was getting that to work right, in conjunction with the fact that I cannot tell in code if something is not interacting with something. Like I can say, hey, it's interacting with this, like it's overlapping this circle, that's cool, but I cannot tell if it's not overlapping that circle, which I think was silly. I'd really like to get Elk back on. To be honest, I kind of want to play Visual Out, but I also started actually on time today, so we've only got like another 20 minutes. And I'd really like to get another dungeon in with Elk. Oh man, he's working on it. He's trying. He's trying. Hey! Sokotoa! You're right, Barry, I could have. I didn't know I was going to wait that long, though. Okay, if everybody's here, everybody good to go? Okay, I guess we're still waiting. Somebody's at a store, I'm sure. But was it that one? Yeah, somebody's at a store. Is that a private server? It looks deserted. Yes, it is a private server. In fact, Dot Hack Frägment is not an MMO. It's an online game, but it's not an MMO. The maximum number of people a server can hold is 3. Because it's really just kind of a private game. Okay, they're still doing stuff. Would a fire user use a bow staff or nunchucks? I'm gonna lean towards nunchucks. Okay, if he's gonna go save again, then I'm gonna boot up Visual out. Video games. Okay, so it's intended to be a phone type game. So you could play it like by clicking and doing phone things like. I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna walk over here. I can stomp on the ground, move stuff around. Look at me stomping. I want the crap out. I can try. I guess we'll find out. Oh, sup. God dang it. Keep walking. There we go. Okay, keep walking, keep walking. Walk, walk, walk. Go, man, go. I saw the thing and I clicked on it and I held down on it, but I had to like wait for him to stop moving and then hold. Can I go over here? Okay, yeah, I can't click over there. Oh no, I'm in a pit. Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot you could get stuck in this pit. And now I have to wait like an unnecessarily long time to die because everybody falls in this pit. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how to get out of this pit or how I'm supposed to get across it. I know this has been like an ongoing thing and I keep forgetting about it, but like, I honestly keep forgetting how to get. Oh, there we go. forget how to get across that pit. There was a thing on the ground, like, just before it, like an orange thing just before it. Yeah, shoot that thing. Oh man, look at me. Let me going. I figured it out. I did the thing. Go me. Oh, sup. Ah, my face! A little closer. A little closer, dude. Yeah, I did the thing. Oh no. I did the thing! And that was Visual Out. Visual Out is the game that Madame Berry made during Ludum Dare. And it's pretty alright. I know that an ongoing issue is the whole falling in a pit thing, so like I don't really even need to say anything about that. I know you intended to put like a death state in if you just kind of fell in immediately, and I think you just said you forgot to put it in on the actual version you published. So what happens when you get a game made in 48 hours? Okay, guys, let's go. 12... 15 is a bit much. Let's try 13 fire. Oh, I muted. That's right, I muted Frägment. Whoops. Problem solved. Yeah, Frägment would have been muted because I muted it. I'm not gonna mess with everything over here. So I can tell where things are. Where are we? Where are we going? Oh, guys. Oh, my. You learned a summon spell. Okay, so where are we going? Let's go this way. Should be something not too terribly far down here. You can mute Frägment. Oh, just saying anything. I muted the stream. I muted the thing what I'm streaming it through. So you could like hear the music and Visual Out and LED and stuff. The only reason you would have been able to hear it a little bit at all is probably through my mic. Like through the TV and my mic. Oh, crap, I overshot it. It's down here. Keep going this way. Am I being ignored, or has he just missed my question? I probably just missed it. Ah! Oh no, somebody's getting eaten! Well, it's dead, so I guess there's that. But yeah, I do miss a lot of questions. Really sorry about that. If you put the at Nakate thing at the beginning of it, it at least stands out a little bit more, so I guess I'm more likely to see it. But honestly, if you don't put the at Nakate thing in front of it, I'm probably not going to get the chance to read it unless there's just a lot of downtime. And to be honest, you probably were putting it in front of it, but mostly just saying for everybody's sake. Just gonna keep stabbing him. Still going south. Just gonna keep going south. Ace Fisher, again, I'm sorry. There's not like a hard rule. I'm not a machine. I glance over when I get the chance to glance over, and I read what happens to be up at the time. If something may catch my eye that didn't have the thing in front of it, but it does make it easier to see. If we could see you play some Dungeon Defenders for a stream someday. I did stream it ages ago. Kind of like back when it was first released. I streamed some of it, but pretty sure the stream isn't even on anymore. If it is, then it may be in the videos section, but I don't think it's there anymore. But that said, I think it was fun when I had an amount of fun while I played it, but once you got more into the, like, loot grindy nature of the end game, I sort of lost interest, and I don't even know what's going on with the game anymore. It's been so long since I played it. New era Toho or classics? What do you mean classics? Just like the earlier Windows games, or strictly the PC 98 games, or? Because like I like a lot of the earlier era Windows games, but I do like them like up to like 10 and stuff. So like by new, if you only mean like the most recent couple 3. And that's mostly just because the characters haven't really done anything for me. But, like, I really liked, Unidentified Fantastic Object. Like, I thought that one was super cool. Stabby, stabby. You know, it occurs to me it is super close to 10, which means we're super close to the 2-hour limit. So we're probably not going to be going into the dungeon here. Probably just clear out the field and call it. Are me and Barry roommates or just good friends? Me and Barry do live together, and she is my significant other. So, yeah. Is that the last one? No, there's one more somewhere. Field portals all open. Yeah. Alright guys, it is 9:59. I'm going to go ahead and call the stream here. Thank you very much for showing up and joining in, and thank you very much for the patience. I know Elk finally got some experience, so that's pretty alright. So, thank you all for showing up. Thank you to everybody who donated. The highest donator of the evening was still Mew K, who did not actually give me a keyword. So, Mew K, if you're still around, or Mew K, I don't know. If you're still around, we need a keyword to add to the server, since you are currently the high donator of the evening. But other than that, it was super fun. I shouldn't even say other than that. It was still super fun. Really enjoyed playing here with everybody. Got a bunch of people on. Got to show off the games that me and Barry made. It was all great stuff. So, I'll stick around in the chat for a little bit while we wait to see if, let Angelic Dirt choose. Okay. Hey, Angelic Dirt! So, I'll go ahead and say, until next time, everyone, it's been super fun. I look forward to seeing everybody next week. I'll stick around a little bit in the chat so I can get the keyword, but, until next time, everyone.